Hermaphroditus was born into the world as the offspring of the great Greek gods Aphrodite and Hermes. Their unmatched beauty and singularly striking appearance became known throughout all the land. But as they grew older, trouble began to follow. It started with Salmachus, a mischievous and lustful naiad, who one day laid eyes upon Hermaphroditus and was immediately smitten. Despite their protests, Salmachus would not leave Hermaphroditus alone. She pursued them relentlessly until the day she made her move and tried to force them into an intimate encounter. This act of aggression caused Hermaphroditus to be forever changed. Horrified, they prayed to the gods for help, and to their great misfortune, their prayers went unanswered. Salmachus' prayers, however, were heard loud and clear. The gods saw fit to grant Salmachus her wish, uniting Hermaphroditus and Salmachus in a way that would forever alter their existence. As the two bodies merged, Hermaphroditus became a hermaphrodite, a being with both male and female physical characteristics. This transformation had a profound impact on the world around them. The term hermaphrodite was derived from Hermaphroditus' name, and their unique state of being became both feared and revered. As one of the Erotes, Hermaphroditus was a powerful force in the world of love and sex, but their situation also highlights the potential consequences of desire and the power of prayer in Greek mythology. As a child of Hermes, Hermaphroditus was also considered an Atlantiades, a great-grandchild of Atlas. Their story is one of transformation, both physical and emotional, and serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of giving in to one's desires and the power of prayer to change the course of one's life. Hermaphroditus was a beautiful youth born of the nymphs and raised in the caves of Mount Ida. Despite his idyllic upbringing, he grew bored and yearned for adventure, so he embarked on a journey to Lycia and Corea. It was in Corea where he encountered the nymph Salmachus, who was immediately overcome by lust for him. Hermaphroditus, however, rejected Salmachus' advances. Nonetheless, she pretended to leave and waited for him to undress and enter an empty pool before pouncing on him. She forcibly kissed and touched him until their bodies molded into a creature of both sexes, after Hermaphroditus prayed to Hermes and Aphrodite. According to legend, anyone who bathed in the pool afterward would have a similar fate, according to their wish. Though some people believed Hermaphroditus to be a god, others deemed creatures of two sexes as monstrosities, capable of predicting good or evil. Interestingly, a version different from Ovid's account was found on the wall remains in Halicarnassus, where Hermaphroditus' mother Aphrodite named Salmachus as the nymph who had nursed and taken care of the infant Hermaphroditus upon being placed in her care. Satirical author Lucian of Samosata implied Hermaphroditus was born hermaphroditic because Hermes was his father. Hermaphroditus was a special child, born to the two powerful gods, Aphrodite and Hermes. Being a hermaphrodite, Hermaphroditus embodied both masculine and feminine qualities, making him an androgynous symbol in Greco-Roman art. He was often depicted as a female figure with male genitals, which was a unique representation of gender identity in ancient times. Interestingly, Hermaphroditus was associated with the institution of marriage, representing the union of men and women in sacred matrimony. Theophrastus's account suggests that the fourth day of the month was considered the most auspicious day for a wedding, and Hermaphroditus was believed to bless and protect brides. The name of Hermaphroditus was derived from his parents' names, Aphrodite and Hermes, both of whom were associated with eroticism and fertility. Hermaphroditus was sometimes referred to as Aphrodite, which highlighted his connection to the goddess of love. The story of Hermaphroditus is a reminder that gender identity has always been a complex and fluid concept, even in ancient times. The representation of Hermaphroditus also shows that the ancient Greeks and Romans were more accepting of diversity in gender identity than many people today would assume. Once upon a time in ancient Greece, there was a deity known as Hermaphroditus. This figure was first worshipped in Cyprus, where a statue of a male Aphrodite with a beard was identified with the moon, a symbol of fertility and power. The idea of a being possessing both male and female qualities was expressed in Eastern religions, and thus arose the cult and deification of Hermaphroditus. This double-sex union was also attributed to Dionysus and Priapus, who were seen as having extensive fertilizing and productive powers. The name Hermaphroditus means Aphroditos in the form of a Herma, and was introduced in Athens. However, over time it seems that the significance of this deity began to decline, with only certain sects offering homage to him through rites of obscure significance. Despite this decline, Hermaphroditus was still portrayed as a deity presiding over married people in a temple in Athens, as depicted in the works of Alciphron. The representation was fitting, as it showed the strict union between married couples. Furthermore, a statue of Hermaphroditus was also described in the chapter dedicated to the statues in the baths of Zeuxippus in the Greek anthology. Overall, Hermaphroditus was an intriguing figure in Greek mythology that represented the union of two sexes and the power of fertility and productivity. Despite a decline in worship over time, the deity still held significance for some and was worshipped through various rites and temples.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.